Tonight we are tracking seismic shifts in politics and society across the globe. From Argentina's provinces to Japan's parliament, from protests on the streets of Nepal to violence in Jerusalem, and even the prospect of a breakthrough in Gaza. Welcome to World in Focus, and here are the top headlines of the day. In Argentina, President Javier Milei has suffered a major electoral setback. His libertarian movement, La Libertad Avanza, captured just 34% of the vote in Buenos Aires province, losing to the Peronist opposition by a decisive 13-point margin. The result is being read as a political reality check, just weeks ahead of Argentina's crucial midterm elections. Milei himself has acknowledged what he called a clear defeat, a rare admission for the outspoken leader. In Japan, Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba has resigned after his ruling party endured heavy losses in recent elections. Ishiba, 68, said he must take responsibility for the defeats, which weakened the long-dominant Liberal Democratic Party. His resignation leaves Japan, the world's fourth-largest economy, in a period of uncertainty, just as it faces tense relations with both the US and China. Turning to the Middle East, US President Donald Trump says a deal on Gaza could be within reach. He told reporters that Israel has accepted his latest proposal and warned Hamas this was their final chance to agree to the terms. Trump said Hamas faces serious consequences if it rejects the deal, though rights groups caution that Israeli leaders continue to vow an intensification of their military campaign now in its 23rd month. Meanwhile, tragedy struck in Jerusalem on Monday morning. At least 4 people were killed and over a dozen injured in a shooting attack along a major highway just after rush hour. Israeli emergency services say the victims included 3 men in their 30s and 1 in his 50s. Police confirmed that 2 attackers were neutralized at the scene, but added that the situation remains fluid. And in Nepal, thousands of young protesters filled the streets of Kathmandu, demanding an end to government corruption and calling for lifting of a controversial social media ban. Platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and X have been blocked since Friday, frustrating millions of Nepalis who rely on them for news, business, and entertainment. The demonstrations, led largely by Gen Z, began with the national anthem before turning into loud chants against corruption and restrictions on free expression. And now to our deep dive, political shockwaves in Japan, where Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba's resignation has set off one of the most closely watched leadership contests in recent history. What led to this sudden fall? What happens next? And could Japan be on the brink of seeing its first woman leader? Let's break it down. For decades, Japan's Liberal Democratic Party has dominated national politics. But under Ishiba's leadership, cracks became visible. His party lost its majority in the lower house for the first time in 15 years, followed by a stinging defeat in the upper house. Facing an imminent leadership challenge, Ishiba stepped down to avoid a damaging internal split. He admitted it was a painful decision, but said unity was more important than clinging to power. Compounding his woes, Japan's economy has been under strain. Punishing tariffs from Donald Trump targeted Japan's crucial auto sector, while rising living costs and sluggish growth eroded public trust. Ishiba struggled to reassure voters or his own party, and in the end, the pressure became too great. The resignation means Japan's ruling party must now choose a new leader. An emergency vote is scheduled for October 4th. The process could be drawn out, especially since the ruling coalition no longer commands a majority in the parliament. That means whoever wins the LDP leadership may not automatically become prime minister, though the party's sheer size makes it the most likely outcome. If parliament deadlocks, the lower house gets the final say, and the new leader will face a choice: stabilize the government quietly or call a snap general election to make a fresh mandate from voters. So who's in the running? 3 big names from the LDP are already being floated. Sanai Takaichi, a long-serving politician, is seen as a frontrunner. If she wins, she would make history as Japan's first female prime minister. Shinjiro Koizumi, son of a former prime minister, is positioning himself as a reformer and could become the youngest leader in modern times. Then there is Toshimitsu Motegi, a veteran diplomat known for his role in trade talks with Washington. On the opposition side, Yoshihiko Noda of the Constitutional Democratic Party and Yuichiro Tamaki of the Democratic Party for the People are preparing to challenge the LDP, though their chances remain slim unless the ruling party fractures further. That's all in World in Focus for today. Follow the Finance 360 for more.